Recently, my roommates and I have gotten really into the Mario sports games on the GameCube and Wii. We've played Super Sluggers and Strikers almost every day this week, and it got me thinking, what happened to Mario sports titles? It feels like every time they announce a new sports game, my hopes get really high, it comes out, and then once again I'm disappointed again. Let's use Mario Tennis as an example. The original Mario Tennis on N64 was a pretty good start for the series. It had picks like Donkey Kong Jr. and Shy Guy, and it even included some of the human characters from the Game Boy games like Alex and Nina. The courts themselves are pretty basic. The most variety you get are the JPEGs you can unlock, but for the most part everything feels pretty samey. Mario Power Tennis really upped the ante though. It had picks like Petey Piranha, Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr., Every character had their own special moves, like Diddy had barrels to reach across the screen and hit the ball. Wario had this like extendo arm from WarioWare, and Wiggler got this. These special moves give the character a ton of personality, and it's really fun to just try new characters and see what they got going on with them. The maps though are where this game really shines for me. They have maps like Delfino Plaza, Luigi's Mansion, Gooper Blooper. They have so much Mario personality in them, and the gimmicks are so much fun. It's perfect. Like the Delfino map has you cleaning up goop like you do in Mario Sunshine. The Luigi's Mansion map has you avoiding ghosts and using the flashlight. It's so great, and it feels like a love letter to Mario as a whole. In my mind, this is what a Mario sports game should look like. Unfortunately, it is pretty much downhill from here. The Wii never got its own Mario Tennis game. They just ported over Power Tennis, which I think is fine. The next tennis game we would see would be Mario Tennis Open on the 3DS. The roster is pretty wacky. We got characters like Dry Bowser, Luma, the Miis make their first appearance. It's got 11 maps, but none of them are really gimmicky. It's no Power Tennis, but it's honestly a really solid entry into the series. This game looks incredible compared to what follows after this. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash might be the worst Mario Tennis of all time. This is unfortunately where they set in stone the roster for most of the games to follow after this. This is most likely what you see in a Mario sports game or any Mario spin-off after pretty much the Wii U. The only cool pick we get here is the Sprixie Princess, and it's not enough. The Mega Smash gimmick sucks, the maps suck. This game just sucks, and it really shouldn't. Mario Tennis Aces launched in a pretty similar state. It's got a near identical roster except for the inclusions of Pauline, Chain Chomp, Spike. It's got 10 maps, but 4 of them are just normal tennis courts. It is by no means a bad entry, but it just feels so uninspired. Like, why would I play this game over Power Tennis? Mario Golf is in a pretty similar space. Mario Golf on the N64 was a good starting point, but Toadstool Tour is where it really shines. It's got a pretty small but simple roster, but the fact that they put Shadow Mario in this game, and yeah, I know he's just a reskin of Mario, makes me so happy because I love Super Mario Sunshine so much. The courses in this game are something else. Peach's castle grounds actually feels like 18 holes just around her castle. It's so much fun. Bowser's Badlands feels like an actual attempt that Bowser made to challenge Mario in golf, and not just an excuse to make another lava level. Like the haunted house level, the enemies all over the other courses. It's golf in Bowser's castle, and it's so great. I'm not sure why the Mario sports games on 3DS are so overlooked, but Mario Golf World Tour might be the best golf has ever been. It's just a shame this game is stuck on the 3DS. The roster isn't really anything to write home about, but these courses absolutely are. Yoshi Lake, Wiggler Park, Peach Gardens, Cheep Cheep Lagoons, holy shit. These courses are as incredible as the Power Tennis ones were. They even made a special DK map for Donkey Kong Country Returns. And tell me how this is somehow one of the worst selling games in the franchise. This is a crime against humanity, especially compared to this. Mario Golf Super Rush might have been the biggest letdown on the Switch for me. It was unironically in my top 5 most excited games for that year. It launched with 6 courses that felt extremely uninspired. The roster felt super samey except for the inclusion of like Chain Chomp and Charge and Chuck. It is the biggest letdown of a game I have ever played. I don't know who let this pass at Nintendo, but it is a damn shame because I love golf and I hate to see it launch like this. Mario Strikers unfortunately suffered a similar fate. The original game launched with 9 captains and 4 different sidekicks. It had 7 maps, and none of them had like Mario themes, but they matched the energy of the game really well. Mario Strikers Charged added even more content. They added 4 new captains in Diddy Kong, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Petey Piranha. It added 4 new sidekicks, it added 6 new maps. For a game that was supposed to be just a port, they added so much content into the game. And what did Battle League launch with? 10 characters. One of them being Rosa, who has been a staple in like every Mario spin-off since her announcement. It had 5 maps and they were all grassy fields. Like, I know they have different stats, but when you look at these, they look the same. The original game didn't have like Mario themed courses, but at least they were unique and they had personality that matched the art style of the game and things like that. This one, it feels like they just sucked all of the life out of Mario Strikers. The only series Nintendo has yet to touch is Mario Baseball. Both Super Mario Baseball and Mario Super Sluggers are fantastic entries. The maps have all that gimmicky Mario stuff I love to see in a sports game. The roster is very unique and it has a bunch of characters from Sunshine and Donkey Kong series. Like, the fact that Tiny Kong and King K. Rool are playable in a Mario sports game is so sick to me. It is a genuine shame we haven't seen a new entry in this series, but there's also that part of me that hopes it doesn't happen. When I talked about Mario Tennis Aces, Mario Golf Super Rush, and Mario Strikers Battle League, I left out one thing they all have in common, which is DLC. DLC for all these titles seem to add a lot of content, a lot of which seems really great. Super Rush got a bunch of new characters and a bunch of actually Mario-inspired maps like New Donk City. They look really fun. Mario Tennis got a bunch of new characters, and Battle League got a bunch of new characters and maps. But this new mentality of releasing part of the game and then drip feeding what feels like content that should have been there at the start is killing these games for me. I bought almost all of these games at launch, and the only reason I went back to all of them was to get footage for this video. I hope Nintendo takes the focus away from online play and restores it back to the multiplayer content that the series was born on. These games are fantastic and they deserve so much more. But seriously, Nintendo, please bring back Mario Baseball and please make it good.